What's up YouTube? Today I'll be reviewing an SVS Ultra 5.1.4 Dolby Atmos and DTS-X speaker system. We're gonna get into it right after the jump. And I'm back. Now first off, I want to thank SVS for sending this speaker system in for review. It's been here for about 6 or 7 months, can't really remember exactly, just seems like a long time. I received an Ultra 5.1.4 setup, which consists of the Ultra bookshelf speakers, the Ultra center channel, which is a 3-way center channel, the SVS Ultra surrounds, which have a bipole design, and some other cool features as well. Now if you want to know more about these speakers, check out the unboxing and overview video I made back in August. I'll link that in the description and with the card up top. For bass duties, I had them send me the mighty PB4000, and for height channels, I'm using not just 4, but 5 prime elevation speakers. The 5th one in the middle is the Voice of God channel for a 10.1 Oro 3D setup. I'm not going to be commenting on that. This review is for Dolby Atmos and DTS-X. As tested, this 5.1.4 system comes in at just about $5,200. Now that is a lot of money, but if you wanted to get the system piece by piece, you surely can purchase each speaker as funds allow. If this system is just a bit out of reach, you can replace the PB4000 with SVS's newly released PB3000, which is about $500 less, so that'll bring the system down to around $4,700. Now I don't have a dedicated home theater room, this is just set up in my living room, and it's been fantastic so far. In fact, it's been one of the best home theater experiences I've had in this house. The audio from most movies sounded fantastic from beginning to end in every movie. The Ultra bookshelves held their own with all the frontal movie effects and foreground and background music. We watched countless movies, and the system was also used every day for watching TV. The mids and highs were completely transparent and very detailed, and the bass was out of this world. Watching the car race scene in Ready Player One, you can hear all the glass breaking, bouncing off the ground, coming from the mains through into the surrounds. All that was crystal clear and really put you in the middle of the action. Vocals were extremely clear, and this 3-way center channel is very capable of handling everything on screen. Action movies like John Wick have a ton of gunshots that were coming through the center, and in the Avengers movies we have all kinds of sounds coming through the center channel. Helicopters, vocals, crazy sound effects, and I felt like a 3-way center channel is so important to a balanced home theater system, and the SVS Ultra Center does not disappoint. The Ultra surrounds are bipole, which I'm totally a fan of, even though Dolby doesn't recommend bipole speakers for Atmos. I find the bipole experience better than a standard monopole surround speaker, even in an Atmos configuration. But that's just in my space, and I can't say if you will like them better than a monopole. It's more of a personal preference thing. The prime elevation speakers by SVS are one of my highly recommended pieces of Atmos gear. If you're trying to choose between ceiling bounce or in-ceiling speakers and you're apprehensive of both, I would highly recommend looking into the prime elevation speakers, as they are a great compromise between ceiling bounce and cutting holes in your ceiling. The speakers are super versatile as they can be mounted in different ways for different situations and room types. In the past few years, we've seen an increase in immersive content featuring Dolby Atmos and DTS-X. Now, if you guys want to know what I think are the best Dolby Atmos and DTS-X scenes in movies, let me know down in the comments below. Alright, now let's move on to the PB4000 subwoofer. What more can I say that already hasn't been said? With thunderous bass that shakes the house, to gentle bass lines in music and movies, this subwoofer can handle anything you throw at it. Alright, we've talked a lot about the good, now let's move on to the bad. There are 2 things I do not like about this speaker system. First one is speaker sensitivity. Now all of the speakers, all 9 speakers, have a sensitivity rating of 87 decibels. What does that mean? That means you're going to need a lot of power to get that desired volume level at your listening position. Now that's a big problem for me because, well, we sit 14 feet away from the front stage. I repeat, 14 feet away. That's far. Now if you're at like 6 or 7 feet away, probably won't be that big of an issue to run just a regular AV receiver. Now of course, if you're going to spend like $5,000 on a speaker system, I would imagine you have like a $1,500 to $2,000 AV receiver. I've had this speaker system connected to the Denon X4400H, the Anthem MRX 720, and it's currently plugged into the Yamaha A2080. Now with the internal amplifiers on these AV receivers, I was getting a good experience, but it wasn't like over the top great, and it was kind of lacking in impact, power, volume. It wasn't until I added the Parasound Halo A52 Plus into the mix, as that's pushing 180 watts per channel with all 5 channels driven. So I had the Parasound powering all the ear level speakers and let the AV receiver handle all of the height channels. That really just opened up this system like you wouldn't believe. It was a night and day difference. These speakers came alive, more impact, more presence. It was just glorious. And if you have a movie that you're watching that was mixed really well, then all the better. Now, if you guys are interested in this system, I would highly recommend budgeting for a 5-channel amplifier to go along with it. Now, since we're talking about AV receivers and amplifiers, I did notice a big difference when I jumped into the Anthem MRX 720. Now, Anthem is known for their proprietary room correction software, Anthem Room Correction, or ARC. And I feel like the speaker system really did well on that as opposed to Odyssey or Wipeout in the Yamaha. So it just kind of goes to show you, if you're getting this level of a speaker system, it's going to be dependent on your processing and your amplification. Now on to the second thing that I didn't like about this speaker system, and that is just the sheer size of the SVS PB4000. I'd say it's a hair too big for a living room, at least my living room. The way it's like kind of positioned, it's right at the top of the stairs and you just kind of have to walk around it. It's a little cumbersome. I am very interested though in the PC 4000, which has the same components, same wattage, everything's the same, but it's in a cylinder shape. And I think that would be better to kind of lessen the footprint in my living room, and definitely something you guys should look into as well. Now I love the bass. The bass is phenomenal, just earth-shaking bass. Movie like A Quiet Place, it just shakes the crap out of the room. Dunkirk was awesome as well. And even though that's, doesn't have Atmos or anything, it's just crazy the amount of bass coming out of the subwoofer. So I'm really interested to check out the PC 4000 and compare the two. Now I get this question a lot, so I'm just gonna answer it now in the video. You guys are gonna ask, how do these compare to Klipsch speakers? It's very hard to compare the two because there is no apples to apples comparison. Like the towers I had before, the RP280F, were 600 each. The center channel was 650, so that's kind of on point with the SVS Ultra at 700. And the surrounds were 400 each, I think, from the Klipsch, and they're 500 for the SVS. So they're kind of the same, and I think they're pretty much on par. I might give the SVS a little bit of the edge for home theater, but I might give music listening over to Klipsch. There's just something a little bit different, something I like more in the Klipsch horn as opposed to the aluminum dome tweeter in the SVS speakers. Now, of course, that's my older Klipsch setup. My newer Klipsch setup is the RF7 with the matching RC64 and that front stage is $5,200, and I would take that hands down over this SVS system. But like I said, it's $5,200 for 3 speakers, whereas this is $5,200 for 9 speakers and a subwoofer. So it's really hard to compare. Very, very hard to compare. I do like listening to music on the Klipsch towers as opposed to the 2 SVS Ultra bookshelf speakers combined with the subwoofer. It wasn't giving me the amount of pleasure or enjoyment with the SVS for music listening in that 2.1 situation as it was just with the new RF7 III towers. Again, pricing is huge. Like the price difference is just, it's so hard to compare. And I hate it when you guys ask me that question because I really can't answer that. I mean, some people like that horn-loaded tweeter, some people don't. Really, in the end, it's just up to you. You should go out and listen to these things or try them at home. SVS does have a 45-day in-home trial if you purchase direct, so definitely check them out. Links are all down in the description. Now you have to remember this is all in my living room, which I think is the greatest part about this system. It is very versatile, so if you have it for a dedicated home theater, you're probably going to be good with that. And if you have it in a living room, you're going to be good with that as well. The prime elevation speakers are super versatile. They can be mounted in so many different ways that it'll actually work in your room. I don't have an ideal room, and that's why I use them. So you guys should definitely check out everything that SVS has to offer, and this Ultra Bookshelf 5.1.4 system is on point. Well, again, I want to thank SVS for sending this stuff in for review, so thank you guys. And if you have any questions for me, leave them down in the comments below or hit me up on whichever social platform you like to use the most. Well, that's pretty much it for this video. If you liked it, go ahead and smash that like button. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel using the button in the middle of your screen. Once again, my name is Chana D. I am your Techno Dad, and I'll see you next time.